All right. Where are you guys? There you guys are. Welcome, everybody, to Diamond Zone. Good morning. Good morning. Thankful Thursday. And I know there's going to be a lot of people en route right now to Los Angeles. And for those of you who are not coming, my recommendation is to get the live feed. Make sure you participate, at least online, because the content and the agenda that we're going to be going through is going to be something that will help all of your businesses. So I know some of you can't make it, but for those of you who can make it, I'll see you tomorrow and Saturday and Sunday. And those of you who can't, get the live feed. Okay, couple of things. First of all, this is the last Diamond Zone of this week. So no Diamond Zone tomorrow. And the other thing is Sunday's calls. Sunday's calls we will not have. We're not going to interfere with the conference for Sunday's call. So remember, the 12 o'clock and the 6 o'clock on Sunday, the opportunity presentations. So Holland and anybody else outside that come on the 12, the Europeans, no call. Okay, and 6 o'clock, no call on Sunday. Okay, so once again, I saw David just come by. 12 and 6 will not happen on Sunday. But I will say this would be a great time for you guys to practice. This would be a great time to have it and do it yourself and practice on Sunday. But whatever that is, we will not do it. So once again, I'm going to repeat again. And please pass down to your team. Last Diamond Zone for this week, no Diamond Zone tomorrow. And the 12 and 6 call on Sunday will not happen. So we will be back on Monday, full schedule, new schedule. We will have different times, but that is the update. All right, so with that, as we normally do on Friday, we do our motivational video. Okay, so let's do that, and we'll get into the training. Okay. So, David, give me a thumbs up if you could hear this.
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe.
If you have a clear picture in your head of something is going to happen, a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what.
And I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff. But then just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on Dumb and Dumber.
I learned a lot from Jim Carrey on that show, and he is absolutely correct. If you can see it and believe it, it is a lot easier to achieve it.
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
If you see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand.
You attract not just what you fear, you attract what you feel, what you are.
You have to have a very clear vision, a very clear goal of where you want to go. Because only then you will get there.
Make a choice. Like, you just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide.
Any walk of life to go and achieve things that are deemed unthinkable and impossible.
Like attracts like. You have to understand, you are a magnet. Whatever you are, that's what you draw to you.
Visualization works if you work hard.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You can't just visualize and then, go eat a sandwich.
A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. You truly believe in it. You are creating that law of attraction, and it will become reality.
I want to remind you to continue to dream and dream big.
I stayed true to my dreams, and by doing that, eventually they came true.
We really do paint our world with our thoughts and our level of self-belief.
Every second of every day I was daydreaming it.
Put the new car up on your mirror. Put the weight you want to be on the refrigerator. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand.
You can now tell your son that he was a part of this.
I look forward to the day when I can show him this. You know what I mean? Show him what hard work can achieve, and show them that if you work hard, you can achieve great things.
Everybody that's successful lays a blueprint out. I can go down a list, from comedians to actors to entrepreneurs to self-made mogul. You're looking at people that start off with a small vision, and that vision manifested into something beyond expectation.
What dream or vision do you want to turn into reality?
I want to implement what it took to get this life and really instill hard work and focus and dedication into his mindset so he goes and achieves his own greatness.
Don't let anybody steer you away from where you want to be in life. Not your parents, not your teachers, not your guidance counselors. If you have a passion and you feel confident that you can do it, go after it. The hell with everybody else. This is your life. You have the tools and resources. When you wake up every day, know that you're blessed. You've been given an opportunity that most people in life have not. You have the ability to live your dreams.
All right, guys. So that's the motivational video today. I'm going to challenge everybody who's coming to the conference or who's going to listen to it live. Write down, every speaker, write down one thing everybody says, right, that everybody has in common. You'll hear probably 10, 15 different speakers, but I promise you there's one common denominator everybody will talk about. And you know what normally is? It's the desire, right? It's the desire to achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. And here's what I love. Here's what I love. A lot of the entrepreneurs out there, they don't know. They don't know what it's going to be. They have a dream and they focus in that dream. We've chosen something that we know can give us what we want. But I love what Jim Carrey said. It's not like just having a vision and then go having a sandwich, right? It's having a vision and doing whatever it takes to achieve your goals, whatever that is. And so I'm just going to take a few minutes today just to kind of share with you some of the key principles to success in our business. And I think a lot of people, we all know it, right? And we all validate it every time we get on one of these calls. But let me make sure. David, can you see this? Can you see principles for success? Okay, good. All right. So there's key principles here. And obviously everybody here, we have our goals, we have our compensation plan that we all work in. And Raghu touched on it yesterday, is number one, consistent effort. Consistent effort to do whatever it is you have to do, right, to achieve that first reward. And I will tell you that first reward is very important. And that's why for yourself, we always talk about having those little successes on a daily basis, right? Because if you have little successes, the consistent effort continues. But here's the challenge. When you go week after week after week and month after month without a success. So here's the deal. And guys, and a lot of you have heard this over and over again. The little successes, it's what you hold yourself accountable to do. And if you do it, you got to stop beating yourself up, and you got to realize if you set out a plan and you did it, forget the outcome. You did what you said you were going to do. And if you consistently do that, you will end up with the right results that you want. So every day, Okay, when you get up or you go to bed at night, I would assume most of you brush your teeth, right? So as you're brushing your teeth and you're looking yourself in the mirror, just ask yourself, did I achieve what I set out to achieve today? If you did, night-night. Night-night, perfect, have a nice sleep. If you didn't, right, you got to double your effort the next day. It's real simple, but it's consistency. It's consistency. Is Diamond Zone on every once in a while, or is it consistent? Well, you got to look at how you're running your business. You got to run your business, right? And we always talk about it, your hours of operation. And if you do that and you find your groove, you know what most people haven't done on this call? You haven't found your groove. You haven't found, right, your rhythm. You haven't found your hypnotic rhythm. You haven't found what you say to most people. You haven't found that confidence. You haven't found that swagger, right? Knowing that you know. You know that I know. You know that some of the leaders know. But do you know that you know? Well, see, that promotes consistency. Because now that you know, okay, all you have to do is go what? Do. I love the analogy of working out. And I use this analogy all the time. Or let's talk about bodybuilders, right? Or someone that needs to lose a lot of weight. What do they say to the person? Okay, you know what I used to do? If I would take a tour, I would take somebody, and if I had somebody overweight, first thing I would say is, what brought you in today? And the person says, I need to lose weight. I said, okay, how much weight? And they would give me a number. You know what I would do as I took a tour? I would take a 40-pound dumbbell, and I would hold it in their hand. I go, that's what you have to lose. I had to make it real for them because they told me 40 pounds. I said, so I got to get you to see we're going to lose this. I go, but listen, Mary, buying the membership does not take the weight off. It's a consistent effort, and I would draw out for that person what has to change. You got to walk through those doors. Then you got to commit to the workout. And guys, it goes beyond just committing to the workout. It's committing to the workout, right, with a passion. I don't know how many of you have gym memberships, but I'm there every day. And I watch people work out. And I see people who work out because they're there to work out. And I see people who just go through the motions, right? They do the exercise kind of, right, half, you know what, ASS, right? And they don't have that passion. Well, some people run their business that way. I'm making my calls. I've done it. I sent out my text. But you guys, it's doing it because people feel your passion. And I'm staying on this theme because I believe in it. People are evaluating us every day. Do they believe? Are they consistent? Do they believe? Are they consistent? And when you have a consistent effort, the first step to success, now what you want to do is hopefully duplicate. That's the key to the business, duplication. Okay, but what comes with duplication, right? Once you understand how to duplicate, now you can set your realistic expectations. But in the beginning, you know who's pushing the snowball up the hill? I'll talk about David right now and Wilma. Okay, they made a decision to get involved with us, right? And they said, I want to be the first one in Holland. I said, well, here's the good news and the bad news. Here's the good news, you're first. Here's the bad news, you're first. And everything is going to fall on your shoulders. Everything. Everything. You're the one that's going to push the snowball up the hill. But you know what the reward is when you get it to the top? It's like an avalanche. And now you'll start to see that they're having a little bit more traction. And so now David and Wilma go, okay, look at the effort I had to put in. to get some duplication. Because now they duplicate it, and I know they have Tanya. And I know they have lots more people other than that, but look what it took. So guys, this is what people have to understand. Duplication's not easy. Everybody always says, I wish I had somebody just like me. Well, maybe you have an entire organization of people just like you. That's a reality check, right? I got to find enough people to find the right people. Okay, and guys, when I say duplication, and I write down my numbers, and I kind of look at it and I shake my head, right? I told you what happened, right? You guys know the numbers, right? We had consistent effort, and we went really hard our first week. We put 500 people in the funnel. Out of that, 97 people showed interest. 97 showed interest, and 40 people got involved, which got our business up and moving quickly because we had to make money. Right? Now, a year later, you would say, okay, well, Jeff duplicated it with 40 people. No, we sponsored for the year over 110 people. For the year, 110. 40 came in the first week, which got us what? Momentum. But I don't know if this is going to be discouraging or not for some of you, but out of this 110, do you know how many people are actually working the business where I would say we duplicate it? 8. What is that? 10%? Less than 10%, right? 8 people who went to work. Now, it doesn't mean the other people didn't do anything. I'm talking about people that said, I want to do this. I want to be committed. I have dreams and aspirations. But look how many people for the year fell out. Most. But you know what I've learned? I'm not looking for most people. Most people are broke. Most people complain every day about their situation. I've learned that. I'm not looking for most. And out of the 110, right, and we have now, out of this, okay, we have close to 9,000 people in our group. Now, do you think I'm working with 9,000? I'm working with this. This holds together the 9,000 because each one of these people, 2, 3, 4, I'll go through this in a second, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are legs of business. These are my franchises. See, I threw out 110 franchises around the country, but 102 closed. 102 of the franchises closed. And I have 8 now franchises producing for me. Every week they produce something, right? And here I sit on top of this and I make my percentage. Okay, what's different? It's the same thing. But look how many seeds we planted. And that's not even a lot. I think Rabu tripled these numbers. I think he tripled it. Because you heard him yesterday, numbers game. Okay, I've slowed it down a little bit, right? And then we say, okay, now, once we have some people, we got to give them direction. And that's how you duplicate. But see, I have realistic expectations. I know the numbers. I know 1 in 10 is good. And if I'm really good, I'll get 2 in 10. So this is where I'm talking about consistency. It's like, okay, a month goes by, and all of a sudden nothing's happening. And a lot of us just go, oh my gosh, what's going on? 2 months go by, 3 months go by. But see, if you put the effort in, something's going to happen. But if you look at those numbers, some people go, no. Let me ask you a question. How many people would like to run those numbers and become a double president? Okay, well, I would love to do that. Okay, well, I just showed you what it is. And then you got some people who became presidential millionaires running their numbers. But my point is, whatever you put into this, you will get out of it. Because success in network marketing, if there's a true statement, this is the truest statement. It's not about talent. It's about tenacity. Has nothing to do with talent. The talent comes from, you know what talent is? To me, belief. That's all talent is. It's not like, why press the keyboard faster than he does? Who cares? I do a better presentation. Okay, I'm more well-versed. I'm eloquent. Who cares? I'd rather have somebody just go out there and do it, right, than worry about how they sound. One thing that always comes through is your belief. If I speak to somebody, you know what? I want them leaving me going, that guy believes in what he's doing. That's where you got to get to, regardless of the outcome. And you'll feel confident enough to talk to anybody. Remember what Rabu was talking about yesterday, right? All these different ways we could go out there and receive leads. Right, he buys MLM leads. He has his business cards, networking events, right, the health club, right, all the different ways. We have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, right? There's no shortage of running numbers. There's none. And everybody always asks the same question. You know what they ask? Does this work, Jeff? Does this work? And here's my answer. Are you in front of people? If you're in front of people, it works. If you're in front of people, it works. The only time this doesn't work, if you're not in front of people. Then it's amazing. We're in front of people all day long, but what do we talk about? We talk about the damn weather. That's what we talk about. Right? We talk about everything but what you have to offer. And here's a person probably dying for an opportunity, but we never tell them about it. Or we never even throw out the bait. I'm talking about some of us. But they're the same people that will be calling, right? Or when another person in their family gets involved in an opportunity, that's the person that says yes. Do you know people who are looking for an opportunity will say yes to anybody who presents one? If they're really looking, you've heard this, you will always find what you're looking for. Always. You will always find what you're looking for. And if you're not looking for it, it could be right in front of you. But people have to know what you're offering. And this is why I say it's not about talent, it's about tenacity. And I'll give you all this one. No matter what, don't quit. I'll give you that one. Okay, for what a lot of us went through last year. And even with going through what we did, we made a fortune compared to what we went through. Now, some of you go, well, I didn't, but you didn't quit. And you remember I just talked about finding your little successes? Okay, you didn't quit. You didn't quit. That's a success. Now you just got to add something to it. You want to know what you got to add to it now? Do it and don't quit. I still got my gym membership. It's in my back pocket. Good. How's that working out for you? No, I got to take the gym membership out and I got to walk in and I got to do something. Otherwise, you'll still be 40 pounds overweight. And people go, this doesn't work. This gym thing doesn't work. No, you're not working it. It works. You got to work it. Same thing over here. This works. It's the it working it that has to work. Make sense? That's the business. That's it. And you got to find the stuff that you believe in and you're excited about. You got to find your excitement every day. And that's hard sometimes. You know why? Because a lot of us are distracted. We're distracted by all the things that keep us broke. And that's a big part of why some people, right, just are stalled. And that's why they procrastinate. So these are some of the principles for success, guys. Now, I want to share with you. Take a lot of clicks here to go to my next slide. All right, here we go. Now, wealth comes from depth. Wealth comes from depth. I've trained on this many times, but I know there's always new people. Do you understand when we brought in, I'll use this here, when we brought in our 110 people, right, for the year, okay? These 110 people are wide, right? Every time you bring somebody in, do you understand? When you bring somebody in, even though it may live down there in the dual team somewhere, right? Because a new person comes in, they go to the next available spot in the dual team. But the company knows who you personally sponsored. And your personally sponsored people lives in check matching. And anybody you personally sponsor is your first level. So we had 110. You should write your numbers down. Okay? Now, when I say wealth comes from depth, when these 110 people got involved in the business, what did me and Lisa make? We made immediate income. Right? We made that fast start bonus. I'll try to do this right. Immediate. You guys get it. I-A-T-E. Okay? We made immediate income based on the package they bought. Some people bought the single pack. Most people bought a family pack or above. So based on the amount, based on that package, is what we made in immediate income. Now, let me ask you all a question. Do you think we're involved in the business for the immediate income? No. No. Now that's a thank you. That got us excited. I'm certainly not going to turn it away, but I'm certainly not involved in this business for $200. Right? I could go out there and sell a much bigger ticket item and make a lot more money. Okay? So the 110 people that we brought in produced immediate income. When we say wealth comes from depth, how many of these people did I tell you duplicated? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the people that took it this way. So you make immediate income this way. You make residual income and duplicatable income when you have somebody that takes it this way. That's what we mean by wealth comes from depth. So I work over here and I get this person to do what? Get their 2, right? And they taught their 2 how to get 2. And then this person went out there and they did the same thing. That's the depth. So you have legs of business that took it this far down, and they have 2,000 people. One leg represents 2,000 people, right? Out of the 9,000 people we have. That's depth, right? They duplicate it. Think about this. Wilma and David would be one of my people. If they duplicate this, okay, I could have all of Europe underneath this leg. There could be millions of people underneath one person who had a desire. One person who had a desire. Well, just look at it. What if you sponsored us? That leg would have 9,000 people. You guys got it? That's one leg. That's what I mean by wealth comes from depth. But you got to sponsor a lot of people to find the people that take it this way. That's the key. I hope this chicken scratch makes a difference. Right? Now, depth comes from having a system. Bringing people in and letting them know, okay, that there's some very simple things they have to do. Here's your welcome letter. Walk them through it. You got to get your first 2. When they do that, now we got to get those 2. We got to get you to team developer. Here's the system I want you part of. You know there's people that are in the organization, okay, that didn't know Diamond Zone happened? Well, that I look back, I go, okay, who's the sponsor there? Then I had to have a call with that sponsor and go, wait a minute, you're not letting this person know about our system. How are you going to duplicate? How are you going to duplicate without a system? Can you imagine McDonald's not duplicate and not having a system? And every franchise owner ran their McDonald's franchise the way they want to run it? Well, I'm going to barbecue my hamburgers. No, I'm going to fry mine. No. Same way. Right? No matter where you go in the world, you eat McDonald's, you get indigestion the same way. Same gas. Right? Same thing. Right? Okay, that's a system. Well, I don't like McDonald's. You think they care if you like McDonald's? Billions and billions sold. That's their motto. They could care less if you like it or not. But they have a system. We have a system, do we not? Be a professional introducer into the system. So guys, listen, wealth is not accidental. It's a plan. It's a plan. And when you're confident with your plan and you know your plan will work, here comes consistency. Okay, but what comes first? Making money or the consistent effort? You got to have the consistent effort before you make money. Chicken and the egg, right? Well, we're here to encourage you that this is not an accident. It's a plan, right? I got to become a diamond. What do? 9 professional packs left, 9 professional packs right. You're a diamond. You want another plan? 5 team developers left, 5 team developers right. You're a diamond. Right? It's a plan. The one who shows the most presentation wins, period. That's our job. Showing presentations. And Lisa and I were talking about it. Okay, just last night, Lisa's brother and his girlfriend came in from Chicago, and we were talking about, we got so excited because we had company. Lisa made a beautiful seafood pasta dinner, right, with salmon. We're all sitting there, and before they came in from the airport, we were excited. We had company. And then we started thinking about it. Wait a minute. Man, we used to do this sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. Remember we had the home parties, the hotel meetings? There was always energy consistently. That's how we grew up in the industry. Now, what do we say here? Now, don't get me wrong here. We don't do home parties. We don't do those weekly meetings. Well, some of us are doing nothing. We just keep saying what we don't do. I don't do this. I don't do that. Well, can you show me what you do? Well, I sent out text. Listen, coming back from this conference, okay, I'm not saying we're not going to have people over. That's activity. We enjoyed that. And I'm not saying that's going to become the whole thing, but I do believe there's different ways to skin a cat. You got to find your rhythm. What if you duplicated a bunch of people that wanted to have presentations at their house? Some people like to entertain. We like to entertain. That's our strength. That's our strength. So don't just get juggernauted and telling everybody what you don't do. What if you duplicate it? You know how many millions of dollars we made through home parties? No, guys, just understand my message. Jeff's teaching home parties. No, Jeff is teaching to do whatever you need to do to make your business work. Figure it out. There's many different ways to do it. What would be wrong, right? I'm just talking out loud. If let's just say David and Wilma, they're the Lone Rangers out there. Okay, I'm 5,000 miles away, 6,000 miles away, right? What would be wrong with them saying, you know what? We're going to have people over to the house for some wine, right? And then we're going to do a little presentation. We're going to put the 2-minute video in. What would be wrong with that? Is that bad? Oh, bad, David. Isn't that bad? David got to Diamond after one home party. That's bad. No. Think outside the box. Bottom line, what does that say? The one who shows the most presentations wins. Is there only one way to do a presentation? Of course not. And we always say this is something you could do from home. You can. But I think sometimes we get so out of balance, we don't do anything else. Now it's everything's online. Well, I'm coming back with a different attitude. And I'm going to let people know, of course you can. People don't get on a Zoom meeting, but maybe they'll come to your house. Let's play the opposite role. Everybody always wanted to come to our house. We had a beautiful house. And we'd serve some wine, we do a presentation, and we socialize. It wasn't like a closing, right? A closing closet. We were just trying to close people. No, that's where we built rapport. That's where we built the camaraderie. That's where we built the trust. They could see me. What do they see now? You know the number one thing people say to me? Okay, they'll say it this weekend. Wow, Jeff, you're much bigger than I thought. Because they see a little square, right? This is all you see. Look at this little Zoom thing. You think I'm like, 2 feet tall. Wow, you're tall, Jeff. I didn't have that problem before. They would see us. They would feel our energy. And guys, once again, understand the message. Understand the message. Believe me, one person gets to Diamond because they had some people over. Watch how many people duplicate it. I don't care what I'm duplicating. I want to duplicate people doing presentations, period. Now, here's the thing. Most of us need to grade, right? Because the year's over, right? For a lot of you, right? And we're looking at this conference as a way. I told you how me and Lisa look at conferences. It's our time out to reflect what we did right, what we did wrong, right? And then make the necessary corrections. At the end of the day, Lisa and I know whatever problems we had, we know why we had those problems. We don't look at those problems and start to blame. The solution to the problems is always in the mirror. The solutions to your problem, you want to know what they are? Just look in the mirror. And that person looking back at you is the thing you have to self-correct. It's not about anything else, because every business has problems. Every business has problems. Well, why do some people persevere through the problems? They make the correction, right? They make the correction to do whatever they have to do. You want to find out the problem, just look in the mirror. That's the hardest thing in the beginning, is to self-correct. Always the toughest part. And the other side of this thing, guys, and this is why some of you need to create this environment, right? I keep talking to David and Wilma because these guys are in Holland, but they're on the call. And you got to create that environment. What's the environment? Like-minded people. That's what I loved about the weekly meeting. I got around that energy. That's what I loved about having people to my house. Doesn't have to be twice, 3 times, 4 times a week. I used to do sometimes 4 a day, but did it work? Okay, but having people over maybe once a week, once every other week, okay, to get around the energy and the excitement. See, sometimes our business, right, guys, because the internet, we have people all over the place, but there's no connection. That's why I think this is important every morning. I just do. I don't care if there was 2 people, I'd still do it. Why? It's my consistency. It's what I want to do. But number one, right, people do business with people they believe, like, and trust. But you got to show that. You're building an international business. I'm telling you, once you get a taste of this, you guys know what I say, you can never do anything else. But you got to find your hypnotic rhythm. You got to find, what if your groove was home parties? What if you really enjoyed that and you keep hearing, we don't do that, we don't do that. And you might think, oh, I can't do that. Yes, you can. I'm here to tell you, you could do whatever you want to do. As long as you're showing the presentation, right? And you're not You're not giving people wrong information. You're not misrepresenting the company. You could do it on the street corner. It doesn't make a difference. Hey, watch this 2-minute video. Right? It's finding whatever you decide you want to do, whatever works. If you believe in it, watch what happens. There's many different ways we built this business. We did it through radio. We did TV. We did home parties. We did weekly meetings. We had a training center. Remember that? How about that one? We used to have a training center that we spent $9,000 a month to keep open because that was the philosophy. You got to have a place of business. So we got a training center. And do you know that each distributor paid dues to that training center that offset the cost? You would get involved. You'd have to start paying $200 a month dues for the training center. It was just a model. It was just a model. And then we just had social events. It was all different ways we did it. Here was the bottom line. Whatever got us in front of people worked. Because now I could showcase what? Right? Our people, our energy, our excitement, people who made changes. That's why we say never miss a company event, because you're around the energy. But those company events are once every 3 months. And most people don't bring guests to the company events. They just bring themselves. See, the weekly meetings, right, brought new people. And once again, I'm going to say it for the third time because this is being recorded. It's not that you switch. It's finding your groove. If your groove has been online, do it. But if it's not working, nothing wrong with having people over to the house. Nothing wrong with it. Just don't run Craigslist ads and bring people to your house, right? It's really for warm market, right? Be careful with that. So anyway, so guys, that's that. Just some tips on really what you need to do to really take your business to the next level. I want you to understand depth. I want you to understand the system. But the biggest thing is consistency. Consistency. So we're going to now log off. We're going to get really focused for 3 days. And like I said, guys, if you're not going, get the live stream. Be present with it. Okay, when I say present, okay, don't just have it on. Be there. Be there. Take notes. Pick up a nugget or two or whatever. And then I'll bring it back to you on Monday. Okay, we're going to have a brand new schedule of different types of calls that we're doing, right? And we'll bring back LA to the people that aren't going. But with that, I appreciate all of you. Remember, I'm going to repeat it again. No Diamond Zone tomorrow and no 12 or 6 on Sunday. Okay, so with that, I'm off to LA. Okay. Well, I'm driving, it's, right down the street. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. And we'll talk to you all soon. Have a great, great, great week. See you, David. Say hi to Wilma. Bye, guys. Kat, are you here? I know Shaylise is here. If you guys are here, drop a 1. Let's see who's here. Stay on for a little bit. Diamond Zone is very important to me right now. Susan's here. Oh, good. Wow, look, all the people are here already. Wait. Lloyd and Catherine are here. Stroh's here. Good. Heather's here. Bill and Jenny are on their way. You're not here yet. Twyla. Okay, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Need some coffee. Papa needs coffee. Bye, guys.